Good Sunday evening and welcome to the Synergy Racing Series powered by TeamPruitt.com. My name is Michael, I'm up here in the booth. I'm part of Last Minute Sim Sports, broadcasting this race to you guys live. So please sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Today we are at Daytona in the Camping World Toyota Tundra and Chevy Silverado running a fixed setup. We are making, I believe, 60 laps around this place. Whenever we do go live, you guys will see that it will say 64. We did that so that way, if there's a caution, we will have one attempt at a green-white checkered. Now this race here is a little different than last night's race. Last night's race was just the test session, just for all the drivers to come out, have some fun. And tonight we have live admins in, and also we are paying out the top three. Top three payout is as follows. $5 for the first place finisher, $3 for the second place finisher, and $2 for the third place finisher. Synergy Race Series is owned and operated by Albert Pacer. Albert Pacer is going to be in the race tonight. We wish him the best. Hopefully he can have a good run. But it looks like we're going to have us a nice size field here tonight. Alright, as we are wrapping up qualifying, these guys are going to go ahead and grid up and get ready to pull out onto the track. Alright guys, tonight we are joined live here with Roddy up in the booth. Roddy, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Alright Roddy, I know we just did a test race last night, but how do you think this race is going to go?
I hope it goes a lot better than it did last night. We're going to kind of tighten our grips on the admin duties a little bit tonight, so we'll see how it goes.
Alright, so let's see, it looks like we have 33 trucks in here, is that right, Roddy?
Yeah, 33 minus myself.
Alright, so 32 trucks in total that are going to be taking the grid. So these guys should be rolling off here soon. Let's do a rundown of your qualifiers. So it looks like your fast qualifier sitting on the pole position is going to be the number 7 of Brian. Outside of him, the number 4 of Chad. We go back to the second row on the inside. It's going to be the 54 of Travis Turnmeyer. Outside of him, the 55 of Roderick Norman. Third row inside, the 27 of Kurt Ingram. And outside of him, the 72 of Ray Vasquez. Row number 4, the 45 of Todd. And the number 57 of David Hines. Go back to row 6. We have the number 3 of Rick Snyder. Outside of him, the 127 of Donald Kendrick. Row number 7, we have the 20 of Chris and the 29 of Trevor. Row 8, the number 6 of Abbas Ladakh. I think I said your name right, I'm not too sure. Next to him is the 52 of Brian Nichols. Number 21, Bob Cunningham. Jacob May Tyler in the 28. These guys are rolling down the backstretch, getting ready to go green flag racing. The weather at Daytona, air temp is 84. Clear sky conditions. The track is 84 degrees as well. So let's should be a pretty nice racing surface for these guys, but here they come, coming around to take the green. Green flag is out. We are racing. As these guys are heading off down, they are side by side. Looks like the number 7 and number 4. Oh, looks like someone's having connection issues already. That's the 54 of Travis Turnmeyer. He's all over the rear bumper of that number 7 coming down the back straightaway. That outside line is trying to get organized so they can make a run for it. Here they come down into turn number 3. Out front is the number 7. But you have the 55 and the 4 working that high side coming around turn number 4. As they come off headed down to the tri-oval, these guys are just now getting wound up to speed. As there's a big track and these gears are steep, so these guys, it takes about a full lap for them to get up to speed. Then they'll use this draft to their advantage. Now, I'm no betting man, but I would say there's probably a couple guys trying to lay back to avoid the big one, because here at Daytona, you know it, it's bound to happen. Here they come, powering back down the backstretch. We still have the 7 and the 4 up front, with the 54 and 55 tucked up right behind them, nose to tail, pushing as hard as they can, trying to separate themselves. But we all know that draft, that's the game changer right there. You can miss the setup just a little bit, but that draft is going to make up for it. Number 7 out front on the pole all by himself with the 54 pushing. Looks like that outside line may have broke up a little bit. Roddy, what are you seeing so far?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
So what are you seeing so far with this race? How's it looking compared to last night?
Oh, I think we've run a couple more laps already. I think we got some clean racing going on up front. The back, not so much.
Yeah, I tell you what, these front trucks are looking pretty good. They look like they're all trying to stay in line and just trying to survive. As we jump on board here with number 55 of Roderick Norman, he's in the outside line, and the caution flag flies.
Pressure, temperature right there.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened here, see if we can go back and watch a replay. Oh, looks like just a slower car got in the way, and that number 888, I believe, is Scott Merritt, just clobbered the back of him. That's unfortunate for him, because I do believe in this race here that there is only 2 fast repairs, I believe. But anyway, jump back up here to the leaders. 5 laps in and our first caution. I tell you what, that's a lot better than last night. Last night we had our first caution on the before we finished the first lap of the race. We had a total of 7 cautions for 27 caution laps. So there was not a lot of position changing going on there. Pretty much you started up front, you're going to finish up front. But here we go. We've already got 5 laps of green flag action. First caution is coming out. So we will take a break, and we will see you before the green flies.
Yes, we will throw a stage caution at lap 20 and at lap 40, and
Alright guys, we are back. As we have the 1 to green, these guys are going to line up, double file. get their tires all cleaned up and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Looks like the number 19 truck has been removed from the race for an unsafe pit exit, just pulling right back up into a field of trucks that were coming. That was probably the cause of the caution. Sometimes guys just don't think, and they try to get back out there and go right back to racing when they are supposed to go around the whole turn and exit past the blue cone on the backstretch. That is the word from the admins.
Yeah, you'd think by now this should be common knowledge when you come out of the pits. You know, you gotta stay low until you get past the blue cone, and even then you gotta be cautious coming out on the track. You don't want to ruin somebody else's tonight.
Alright, the pace car ducks off down pit road. These guys are coming up through the gears. Green flag is out. We are back racing. Number 7 of Brian. On the outside of him is the number 4 of Chad. As they head off down into turn number 1. That's going to be number 54 of Travis on the inside, trying to pull it behind the 7. And here comes the 55 and the 10. That's Roderick in the 55 and Ryan in the 10, trying to catch that 4. Oh, the 4 is going to duck low. Oh, he's going to come back to the high side. As they come down the back straightaway, headed off into turn number 3. That number 7 of Brian and 54 of Travis, they are hooked up. They are trying to check out away from this field. As they come through the tri-oval and head back down towards number 1, that 4 is still trying to get that outside line going. But here comes the number 18 of Barrett Flo to give him a helping hand, get that draft going, and see if they can get themselves out front. Along with the 18 of Barrett Flo is going to be the number 20 of Chris. The 3 trucks up there, they're going to try to work together, side draft as much as they can, and go off down into turn number 3. Here comes the 4 on the outside of the 7. As they go off into 3 and coming around number 4. Who's it going to be at the line? Right now, the advantage goes to the inside of the 7, but don't count out that outside line. Here they come. Coming through the tri-oval, it's still going to be the inside line with a slight advantage. We got some trucks in the back wiggling around. Roddy, I tell you what, man, me and you both have done a little bit of super speedway racing ourselves. How fast do you think these guys are going right now inside that draft?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I had talking to the guys in the race. 22 car, I was having connection issues apparently.
No worries, no worries. We know you're busy trying to keep an eye over these guys, make sure everyone's playing their cards right. But I tell you what, these guys, they are making their way. That number 7, he is looking pretty stout at the beginning of this. He is still out front. 54 is tucked up right behind him. That outside line is still trying to get it going. As they have another truck join them. Looks like that truck is going to be the number 57 of David Haynes. He's going to jump out there and see if they can't get some more trucks to help get that outside line going a little bit better for him. They go down the backstretch, headed off into turn number 3. Advantage to the outside line now. But here comes that inside line coming back up. Who's it going to be coming off of 4? It looks like that outside line finally has the momentum up as they head down into the tri-oval. Who's it going to be at the line? Slide advantage to the 7 still. That 4 is right there with that 18 on their bumper. These guys are pushing hard. Oh, someone just hit the...
We had to remove the 22 for connection issues.
Looks like we just had a spin coming off of turn number 2. Let's go back and see if we can see who that was. Looks like that was the 01 of Albert Pacer. Already having a rough night himself. He's going to try to get this thing back straight, but it does not look like that is going to happen. Caution flag has not came out yet, and he is down there on the tracks. I think on the back straightaway still. And here come the leaders. They're going to come off of turn number 2. Hopefully he is out of the racing line. And I tell you what, this race, we've already been 14 laps and only had 1 caution. Last night, we were still pacing, trying to get the race started. Well, these guys, they are running hard and running strong, running clean. Everyone is staying where they need to be and doing what they need to do as they approach a lapped car at number 27. That's Kurt Ingram. But he's going to stay to the 3rd groove and let these guys go by, and maybe he can tuck in behind them in the back and catch the draft. As these guys come off of turn number 2, that inside line looks like it's the line to be in right now.
Tell you what, it looks like they finally got it together. We got some good racing going on now.
Yeah, it's been a fairly good race. Especially compared to some of these other ones that I've seen. These guys all look like calmer heads are prevailing tonight and taking their time, and you know, they know that 60 laps at Daytona, that's a long race, so they're all just kind of riding it out and trying to buy their time to be there at the end.
So I want to remind everybody we will have a competition caution at lap 20 and lap 40.
That's right, we are stage racing tonight. Stage 1 ends lap 20, stage 2 ends at lap 40. Then we have a 20 lap shootout to the end to see who will win the payout tonight. As the 45 comes off of turn number 4, and he gets just a little squirrely from hitting the apron. That's the 45 of Todd. He gathers it up, keeps going, and as they come upon more lap traffic, he stays to the high side. Everyone goes low to get around him. We'll take a ride alongside with the number 18 of Barrett Flo right now. Barrett Flo is sitting in the 4th position. I'm sorry, he is in the 5th position right now. On the high side. Trying to push Chad in the number 4. Trying to get this outside line going. We're going to go ahead and jump on back farther in the field here. We're going to jump back to the 75 of Waylon McConnell. Waylon McConnell is back here in the 75 and 9th position.
What happened to Rick?
We are on the white flag lap of stage number 1. Who's it gonna be as the winner of stage number 1 as they come around turn number 2, headed for the back straightaway? It's still gonna be the 7 of Brian out front with the 4 of Chad on the outside of him, but they got the 54 and the 18 of Barrett Flo pushing. Now the slight advantage goes to the number 4 as they head off into turn number 3. as they come off of 4. They're going to the trioval. Advantage to the number 7 with the 54 behind them. But here comes the number 4 and the number 18. Oh, and it looks like the number 7 is just going to barely get them for the stage win. I'll tell you folks, that was a very good stage 1 here. As these guys are going to slow down, catch the pace car. I do imagine majority of these guys are going to hit pit road, fill them up with gas, get some fresh rubber, take a breather before we go back racing for the second stage. We are going to take a break. We will see you guys back here shortly. Here comes the whole field down pit road. Let's see who can win this race off of pit road. That is all the leaders on pit road except for some lapped cars trying to get their laps back. So here they come. It looks like the 7 is going to win the race, followed by the 54 just barely edging out somebody. Then here comes the rest of the field. Alright guys, pit stops are done. These guys are going to go ahead and get lined back up and get ready to go back green flag racing. Now, if another caution does not come out, the second stage will end at lap 40. So hopefully these guys got plenty of fuel in their trucks to make it. These guys are across the start finish line and come for one to green. Looks like we're gonna have a new leader, the number 6 of Abbas Ladakh. On the outside of him, the number 7 of Brian. Then we have the 54 of Travis Turnby, the 2 of Travis McDonald. Rounding out the top 5 is gonna be the number 30 of John Farrar. Farrar. I don't know how to say his last name. Sorry about that. As these guys head off down into turn number 3 and 4, they will take one last breath of fresh, deep air. Strap down their belts just a little bit tighter, clean those marbles off the tires, and wait for that pace car to duck down pit road. Once they see that pace car make that sharp turn, they know that their business is just getting ready to ramp back up. There goes the pace car. Green flag is out. We are racing. Looks like the number 6 has jumped the start. He is out there all by himself. Here comes the rest of the field. Now in short track racing, that may be a good thing, but in super speedway, that field, they're going to catch him. And if everything goes right, they should split him and go right around him, since he has nobody out there helping to push him, or he's not pushing anybody. So once this field catches up to him, we are going to see what happens. And here they come down the back straightaway with a full head of steam. Are they going to pick them up, or are they going to try to split them? Head off into turn number 3. The 54 is going to go to the middle, followed by the 30. They drop back down behind the number 6. And they decide to push him. Here comes the top side. And that's the number 7 and the number 2. That's Brian and Travis. They're going to drop to the bottom as they got a great run coming off down into the tri-oval. Looks like the number 7 is going to lead this lap here. Number 6 jumps to the outside. Nobody goes up there to help him. The 54 is going to tuck up behind the number 2. Number 6 is going to try to squeeze back down on the bottom in front of the 30. The 30 lets him in. The 6 goes up and back down again. As now our front 5 are nose to tail on the bottom. There's the number 4, the number 18 on the high side, trying to make things work out for them again. We're going to go ahead and we are going to jump on board this number 6 truck as he is on the outside all by himself. Looks like the number 20 has jumped up to the outside to help, and that's the 20 of Chris. Chris is going to go out there and help the 6. Here comes the 4 and the 18 right up behind them, as they're going to try to get this outside line formed back up, but those top 5 trucks are still out there leading this thing on the bottom. Number 6 bumps to number 20. I tell you, that's a scary thing right there to do in the middle of a turn. These trucks are super light when they're traveling at about 190 mile an hour. As they head down the backstretch, head off down into turn number 3. Your leader is still the number 7 of Brian with the number 2 of Travis right behind them, and the caution flies.
What you have there, bud?
Looks like the number 6 is involved in this one here. Let's go back and see if we can get an instant replay of what happened. Looks like the 6 is all over the bumper. That's when he got him loose in the middle of 2 as they come down the back straightaway. Turns 3. Oh, the 25 gets in the back of the 6, and they collect the 31. Man, they collected a lot of drivers right there. Man, oh man. That is not very good. The 6, the 31. Looks like the 45 was involved. The 52. The 75 of Waylon McConnell was involved as well. That right there. These guys are traveling, like I said, 190 mile an hour plus going through these corners. And man, these trucks are super light. And one little touch, one little mistake, even the guy just moves up or down just a little bit and you bump them and they go for a wild ride. And with them all running real close to each other, they collect a lot of people. Number 7 O'Brien still out front. Let's see if any of these guys elect to hit pit road early and maybe try to split this stage. Maybe not pit when the stage is over. They still have 11 laps, but by the time we go back green flag racing, it's probably only going to be 8 or 9. See if any of your leaders come down pit road. Looks like none of your leaders elected to come down pit road this caution. Looks like they're all just going to try to stay on the same pit strategy and pit at stage end. We are going to have another caution in 10 laps on lap 40 to end stage number 2, and then we will have the final stage, which goes to stage 60, or lap 60. You guys are seeing 64 up there because they put in an extra couple laps just in case this thing decides it wants to end under caution. Give these guys one attempt at a green-white checkered finish. Alright, these guys crossed the line to take one to green. They are going to line up 2 by 2. Next time by, we'll be going green flag racing once again here in the Synergy Racing League, brought to you by TeamPruitt.com. At the number 7 of Brian still out front. Outside of him, the number 2 of Travis McDaniel. Second row on the inside, the 54 of Travis Turnmeyer. Outside of him, the number 30 of John. Fifth, the 21 of Bob Cunningham. Sixth is the 96 of Leonardo. Seventh, the 45 of Todd. Eighth is the 4 of Chad. He's been trying to work that outside line all night. Ninth, Barrett Flo, and rounding out the top 10, the 34 of Blake Viken. As they come around turns 3 and 4 for the last time of this caution, 2 by 2 all the way back through the field. They're going to wait for this pace car to duck off. Pace car is in, green flag is out. We are back racing. As they come through the tri-oval, head down towards turn number 1. They come up through the gears trying to get these things up the full throttle as fast as they can. And we already have a crash. Already have a crash. Go back and watch this instant replay here. See exactly what happened. Looks like it was the number 30 of John. As they were coming up through the gears, maybe he still had some marbles on his tires or not. It looks like he may have spun a little bit and tried to come down to the bottom. Yep, he spun a little bit, tried to come to the bottom. The 21 was there and just hooked him. He slid off down through the infield. Looks like he didn't hit nothing, just he got some nice flat spots on his tires now. He is going to have to get back up to speed and go get those tires changed. So far, it looks like that number 7 of Brian is going to be having the best race. He's been out front and he's probably led the majority of the races so far. I meant laps. So we started this race off with right around 30 trucks. Looks like right now we are down to about 23. with about 13 on the lead lap still. Alright, this just in from the race control. We are skipping the second stage at lap 40, so that caution right there was the end of stage number 2. So it looks like the number 7 has swept the stages tonight, because we are 35 laps in the books, skipping stage 2 on lap 40. So these guys are just going to have to race it all the way out to 60. So hopefully they got some fresh tires and it got it packed full of gas. But with the way things are going, we may see 1 or 2 more cautions still. So that may play a role in this as they take the 1 to green and line up 2 by 2. Alright, so your top 5 as follows. Number 7 of Brian, 54 of Travis, 96 of Leonardo, 21 of Bob, and the 5 of Chad. That is your top 5. I believe those guys all been up towards the front for the most of the night here. As they come around 3 and 4, getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Daytona with the Synergy Racing League, brought to you by TeamPruitt.com. These guys are going to drop it down in the second gear, wait for that pace car to duck off, and get back to business. Green flag is out. We are back racing at Daytona. As they come through the tri-oval, the 7 is out front with a slight advantage over the 54 and 96. 96 is trying to catch up to his back bumper to push him so they can get a good run going. Here's the number 4 of Chad. He's going to get up behind the 96 and push him down off into turn number 1. See if that outside line can finally get going on one of these restarts. They have been disorganized for most of the night. As they come off a 2 and head down the back straightaway, the 4 is going to jump to the high side. That is where he's been for most of the night. He's going to still go out there and try to get something going. And there's that 54 of Travis all over that back bumper, trying to get that run, trying to get both of their trucks out front. We still have the number 7 of Brian and the 96, but here comes that 4. Who's it going to be at the line? Will they have a big enough run to get him out front and lead a lap? And oh, it's going to be a close one, but it looks like the number 7 still edges them out. As they come off the tri-oval back down into turn number 1, they are nose to tail, bumper to bumper. You could throw these top 4, top 5 under a blanket. Now we have the 34 of Blake Viken. He's going to join the mix on the bottom, along with that number 25 of Ryan Warp. Still have that 4 and 54 hanging tough on the outside. They need just a little bit more help, and I think they're going to have that line nice and organized. It looks like the 21 of Bob Cunningham is going to try to get up there with them. That 45 of Todd could get up with the 21 and help them. They can catch up to that 4 and that 54, and they can really get that outside line organized. As they round turns 1 and 2, coming for the back straightaway. Oh, connection issues for the 54 of Travis as he flickers in and out. But he is still running strong out there with that 4. Coming off of turn number 4, they are still door to door. That 54 is all over the back of the Chad and number 4 truck as they come through the tri-oval. Looks like the 25. Oh, the 21 gets spun and he takes the number 25 with him.
How are you doing, bud?
And there is carnage on the front straightaway. See if we can go and get an instant replay here of exactly what happened. So everything looked good, headed off into turn number 3. Coming off of number 4, everything still looks alright. As they go down into the tri-oval. Oh, the 25, oh, the 18 of Flo gets into the 21. And then all mayhem breaks loose on the front straightaway, involving multiple trucks. The 18 of Barrett Flo, the 21 of Bob Cunningham, the number 31 of Xander Foster is involved. And it just makes you wonder how many of these guys been saving fast repairs for a late race caution like this. And how many guys have already used all of them, because they only have 2. So, been a pretty exciting race. A lot more green flag laps than we had in our practice race last night. But once again, we are back under caution on lap number 41. Only 19 laps remaining in this race. Who's it going to be to come out on top? I'm going to see if we can pull Roddy down and see exactly what's going on, see what the official call was on that. Alright, let's see if we got him here. Roddy, this is Michael up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you, buddy.
Hey, Roddy, I just wanted to get the race control opinion on that last caution there. To me, it looked like the number 18 may have got into the number 21. What'd you guys see?
Yeah, highly unusual for that 18 Barrett Flow there, but yeah, absolutely got a little bit a little bit high, got up into the 20 and caused that caution. He stand-up guy though. He come right out, told us that was his fault, and he'll serve his EOL.
That's what we like to see here when we're racing. We like to see guys own up to their mistakes. That way it causes no conflict. The admins know what they have to do. But Roddy, let me tell you something. It looks like the number 4 of Chad, the 7 of Brian, and the 54 of Travis, they've all been out front for most of this race. What do you think the chances are of one of them being the winner of tonight?
Barring an accident, I don't see anybody beating those guys, especially that number 7. I think he's led most of the laps tonight.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like the number 7 has most of the laps led. I tell you what, that number 4 and that number 54, they jump to that high side, and man, they try to get things going, and it looks like once they get things going, they are hard to get around.
There are a couple guys hanging there in the back, you know, I don't want to say the back 5th, 6th place that look like they may be biding their time. It's going to be a good finish to this.
All right, guys, that was Roddy Klein. He is the in-race race control. He is the one keeping an eye over all the drivers, making sure everyone has calm heads. And, well, you heard it. We are going to get these trucks fixed, get them back, and we will be back here momentarily. Gonna see if we can dial up Albert Pacer, the owner of Synergy. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I get him on the radio. All right, guys. 1 to green. I feel like I've said that a handful of times today. Joining us now is going to be the 01 of Albert Pacer. He is the owner of Synergy Racing Series. Albert, do you have a copy?
I sure do. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I just wanted to get your thoughts on tonight's race over last night's race and how you think everything's going so far.
Oh, man, what a difference. We really got a good group of guys in here tonight. There's probably, I think everybody that's left in here is doing a phenomenal job, and they all are really good at holding their line and a lot of patience. So I'm hoping that we get a bunch of these guys to join the league with us and come hang out, because I'd be honored to have any of them.
All right, guys, that was Synergy Racing owner Albert Pacer. And let's all not forget that this is brought to you by TeamPruitt.com, the official sponsor of Synergy Racing League. Albert, thank you for your time, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'd like to thank Team Pruitt myself and Last Minute Sim Sports for doing the broadcast for us. Thanks, Michael. We appreciate you and all our admin, Roddy and Waylon. They all do a great job, and it's been a lot of fun.
All right, we will get back after the race is over, and we will talk more with some of the admins and Albert, the owner. Right now, we are back green flag racing as they come around turn number 1 and 2. the number 4 of Chad on the inside, followed by the 54. Hot on his tail. Those two guys been working together pretty well. Oh, and the 54 gets turned. The number 7 hits the wall. Man, that has changed things up. Wow. Let's go back and see if we can get a replay of that one. That number 7, he has been leading most of this race. Go back and get an instant replay as they come around turns number 1 and 2. So here they come. Everything looks pretty good. Going off into 1 on that high line. See exactly what goes wrong here as they're coming off of turn number 2. The 96 is behind them. And it looks like he comes down and gets into the 54. That has changed this whole race around. That was some of the racing leaders and some of the faster guys of the night getting taken out of that one. Go back and try to watch this replay from Barrett's perspective. I don't think it's going to go back that far, though. It's not going to go back that far. I tell you what, that was a wild ride for a couple of these guys here. As it looks like the number 21 is going to head down the pit road. It's the 21 of Bob Cunningham. I know he's been involved in a handful of accidents here tonight. So hopefully he still has some fast repairs left. Get that thing all fixed up and get back out there. Have a shot at this top 3 payout tonight. So, as they run, number 4 of Chad in first, followed by the 31 of Xander Foster. Third, the 45 of Todd. Going back to 4th is the number 10 of Ryan Decker. And 5th, the 54 of Travis Turnmeyer. 6th, the 52 of Brian Nichols. 7th, the 47 of Anthony Warren. 8th, the 75 Waylon McConnell. I know we've talked about him a little bit tonight. Go back, 9th is the 34 of Blake Viking, and 10th, the 21 of Bob Cunningham. Alright guys, laps are winding down. Lap 48 of, remember we're only going to 60. 12 laps left on this one. Once we go back green, it's probably going to be around about 10 laps. So we are going to take a break, walk away for just one quick second. We will be back live right before the drop of the green flag. Will it be the last green flag? We will find out. All right, all right, all right. They are lined up side by side, getting ready for some green flag action. So it looks like once we go back to green, there's only going to be 10 laps left in this one. We have 12 cars on the lead lap, so we have 12 possible winners here on the super speedway. As they come off of 4, they are all looking for that green flag. Their spotters are going to be in their ears telling them when to go. The green flies. We are back racing here with the Synergy Racing League. As they head off down into turn number 1, you have the 4 of Chad on the inside, the 31 of Xander on the outside, followed by them the 45 of Todd and the number 10 of Ryan. As they head down the back straightaway, going down into turn number 4, they are side by side, nose to tail, the slight advantage to the 31 of Xander Foster. But now here comes that inside line, the number 4 of Chad. The 31 moves up just a little bit. The 10 moves up to catch him. Will they have a run coming off of 4, looking for that start-finish line? It's going to be the inside line by a hair. Chad in that number 4. He is running strong, trying to keep it out there and trying to keep this inside line pushing. As they come around turns 1 and 2. Side by side. Here they come. We're going to go ahead and jump on board with the number 75. He's about midways in this field. Oh, and the caution comes back out as we were trying to do a ride along. Looks like these guys do not want us to do a ride along. Looks like that caution involved the number 4 of Chad, who has been one of the strongest runners. Looks like the number 31 of Xander Foster was also involved in that crash. Let's go back here, take a look at the instant replay, and see exactly what happened. The 31 had dropped down low in front of the 4. As they're coming off of turn number 4. 31 moves up, the 4 comes down. Oh, they just make contact, fighting for the same real estate. It's kind of crazy. You got a 2-mile racetrack and you got 2 trucks going for the same piece of racetrack here. Hopefully both of these guys can get them rolling, get them fixed up, and be there for the end of this one. With all that being said, it looks like the new leader is going to be the number 10 of Ryan Decker. And in second, the 54 of Travis Turnmeyer. Looks like the number 75 of Waylon McConnell is sitting in the 3rd spot. We're going to see if we can dial him up on the radio, get him down here. It looks like he might be sitting in a pretty good spot once we go back green flag racing. So let's give you 1 second. We'll see if we can get him on the radio. Alright, we still have not reached him yet. Still trying to reach out to him. Alright, looks like we got Waylon dialed up on the radio here. Waylon, do you have a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey Waylon, looks like you are sitting in a pretty good spot here for this restart. Looks like you're going to be starting in the 3rd position. How's your race been going for you so far?
Oh, it's been alright. I've been trying to stay clean, but I got caught up in a few of them accidents. I'm just trying to make my way up to the front here towards.
I tell you what, man, we've been keeping our eye on you, and we have been seeing you battle back and forth. I tell you what, you were in our race last night, and I can tell you we've already had about 3 times more green flag laps in this race than last race.
Oh yeah, it seems to be a lot better group of drivers here. I just hope the end comes.
All right.
Green.
All right, guys, that was Waylon McConnell, driver of the number 75. He will be taken off from the 3rd position on this restart. Waylon, we wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of this one.
Yeah, talk to you later.
All right, guys, we are getting ready to go back green flag racing. With 5 laps remaining, will we make it and go the scheduled distance, or are we going to have to go to overtime? I guess we will just have to sit back and find out for ourselves. These guys, it seems like when they want to, they can run a lot of green flags laps and be real calm and cool and collected, but here, now that the laps are winding down, everyone's wanting to get up into that top 3 so they can earn themselves a payout. Alright, as these guys line up 2 by 2 for 1 to green, number 10 of Ryan Decker is going to be the one to start this field. On the outside of him, the 54 of Travis Turnmeyer. Then we have the number 75 of Waylon McConnell sitting in 3rd on the 2nd row inside. On the outside of him, looks like it's going to be the number 47 of Anthony Warren. Rounding out your top 5, the number 34 of Blake Viken. Will one of these guys be the winner, or will someone come from the back? You know, we may see someone from the back, like that number 18 of Barrett Flo. He always shows up. He is always strong at the end of these ones. So let's see, who will it be? These guys are going to knock these marbles off the tires. They're going to reach up, pull their belts tight, and they are going to get ready to grab some gears and get back up to speed as the pace car ducks off, hopefully for the last time here at Daytona with the Synergy Racing Series. They'll be looking for the green flag. Green flag flies, and we are back racing. Number 75 giving a very good push to the number 10 as they cross the start-finish line. They leave the tri-oval, head down to turn number 1. Here comes the 75 and the 10 with the 54 on the high side. 75 is glued to the back bumper of that 10 truck as they come around turns number 1 and 2. Here comes that number 34 of Blake. He's going to try to join in on the action and help out those two guys. Will he jump to the high side or will he stay there and help them? Here comes that high line, the 54 of Travis Turnmeyer. He wants to get up there and lead him some laps. He is being pushed by the 47 of Anthony Warren. They have them a full head of steam coming around turns number 3 and 4, looking for that finish line, or I should say the start-finish line. Coming around for put number 58 in the books. Who's it going to be at the line? It's still going to be the number 10 of Ryan Decker as they come through the tri-oval and head back down towards number 1. These guys, they are cooking now. They are all back up to speed, running 190 plus mile an hour as they come around turn number 2. And they can all see the cash in their future. Advantage still goes to the bottom line. Number 10 of Ryan Decker and 75 of Waylon McConnell. They are trying to get the job done. Will Waylon help him all the way to the end? Or will he try to jump to the high side and make a move? But do not count out that outside line. The 54 of Travis and the 47 of Anthony Warren still trying to make it happen. As they come through the tri-oval once again, Ryan Decker is going to lead another lap. Looks like that outside line fell apart just a little bit, but here comes the number 4 of Chad. He's going to get behind that 54 and see if they can do something. They've been working pretty well all night, so if anyone has a chance, it's going to be them. The number 47 drops down below the number 34 as they come around turns number 3 and 4. The number 10 of Ryan Decker out front. Waylon McConnell in the 75 right behind him. With number 54, Travis. Oh, and the number 18 spins. Oh, and everyone spins as they race back to the line. It's going to be the number 10, the number 52. We are going to have to find out if this is going to go into overtime or if that was the end of the race. Let me see if I can dial up race control here. That one got pretty interesting there at the end. So they're just coming along down through 3 and 4. Everyone is just fighting for real estate, trying to get up there to earn themselves a payday. The 45 bumps the 18. The 18 comes down, and they just collect everybody except for the first couple. And we are getting the official word that that will be the checkered flag. So no overtime for these guys. So it looks like the official winner is going to be the 10 of Ryan Decker. Second, going to be the 52 of Brian Nicholas. And third, looks like it's going to be the 27 of Kurt Ingram. Tell you what, man, this was a very exciting race here. For just an exhibition race, these guys are called the Synergy Racing Series. They are trying to put together this. They're trying to get drivers to come out. They race every Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Payout, top 3 every single week. But let's not forget that this race is sponsored. It is brought to you by TeamPruitt.com. So if anybody out there is looking for real estate or in the market for real estate, make sure you visit TeamPruitt.com. Hit that contact button and somebody will take good care of you. So as they wind these last, what would have been overtime laps down, they will run down through the results here and see exactly how everything went down. So number 10, Ryan Decker, is your winner of the Synergy Racing Series powered by TeamPruitt.com exhibition race winner, number 10, Ryan Decker. Coming in second, the 52 of Brian Nicholas. Third, 27 of Kurt Ingram. Fourth, the 47 of Anthony Warren. Rounding out your top 5, the 34 of Blake Viking. So 34 trucks showed up for the very first race of the Synergy Racing Series. That is a pretty good car count. Everyone out here trying to grab themselves a payday. This is something that people just do as a hobby. They do for fun. And once they see the word payday on their payout, they really want to join in on the actions to help offset the cost. Just like real racing, there is cost to this. People do have teams, pit crews, crew chiefs, you name it. It all goes down right here on Iracing.com. If you guys are interested in joining Iracing, look them up, Iracing.com. They are the premier in sim sports racing. They have everything from circle track racing, road course racing, dirt racing, rallycross racing. They have something for everyone. They are always rolling out new content. So please, if you guys are interested in sim racing, don't hesitate. Go look them up. But, like I said, that number 10, Ryan Decker, he is already out front of everybody as he wins the exhibition race for Synergy Racing Series. And I tell you, this thing did not disappoint. There was plenty of cautions, plenty of action, side-by-side racing, bumping, pushing, rubbing, all the way through. And we are going to wait and see if we can get the race control and the owner get their thoughts and opinions of this race and see exactly how everything is going to work out in the future. So please, if you guys want to hear a word from them, stick around for just a couple of minutes here and we will get them down. We are hoping here in the future to be able to interview these top 3 drivers once they win. We are still trying to situate all the graphics and all the broadcasting and how everything works. But we will get this down just to be a little bit better. And we will be bringing live interviews during the race as we tried here tonight. We will also be trying to interview some of these drivers under cautions, ones that were involved in cautions, leaders, you name it. We got big things coming, but we are still going to sit here. We are going to try to get the owner of Synergy Racing down here, and we are going to try to get the race control down here so we can have a word with them before we sign off tonight. Let me see if I can get them. Oh, There's Albert. That's Albert Pacer. He is the owner of Synergy Racing League, powered by TeamPruitt.com. Man, Albert, let me tell you, that was a wild finish there at the end.
Yeah, unfortunately for some of the guys, Waylon there, he pushing the guy that won there pretty hard, Ryan, and that's unfortunate for him. But what a great finish! And Ryan, Brian, Kurt, Kurt came from deep in the field and ended up with third place. And you guys did a great job, and they all said that they're very interested in joining the league with us, and I'd be happy to have them. Great group of guys.
So, Albert, would you say that this was a pretty good start for Synergy Racing Series brought to you by TeamPruitt.com with this race here and that race last night? What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had one or two interested from the race last night, and then tonight we had a boatload of talent in here and some guys that really want to race serious and that are in it for the right reasons, and that's what we're looking for.
All right. So if anybody has any questions or anything about the series, who can they contact?
They can call myself, get a hold of me, Albert Pacer. Again, you guys can go down to in the leagues and Iracing and look up Synergy Race Series and join. If it's something you're interested in, contact myself, Michael Rodriguez, or Roddy Klein, and we will answer any questions we can. And man, what a great night of racing. We really appreciate you, Last Minute Sim Sports, Michael Rodriguez doing the broadcasting. We appreciate Tim Pruitt helping us out, and all our admin, Waylon, Roddy, Michael Rodriguez, and myself. I think we did a pretty good job, kept things under control. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, that was a pretty exciting race to watch from the booth up here. A lot of hard racing, side-by-side racing. And, man, there for the longest time, you could just throw a blanket over the top 5 or 6 guys. But, you know, with super speedway racing, there's going to be accidents, people bumping, people drafting, all that good stuff. So I tell you, I think things are looking up for you here. And, yeah, we'll see if we can get some of the race control down here, get their thoughts on this race and how it went for them. But there you go, guys. That's the word from the Albert Pacer, the league owner.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Mike. I will see if we can get Roddy down here for you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping by. Well, it looks like Roddy has decided to go home early tonight, so it looks like that is going to do it here. We are now joined with Waylon McConnell, driver of the number 75. Waylon, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
So, Waylon, it looks like you had a strong run there coming to the end, but it looks like some unfortunate events occurred. Can you please take us through those last couple laps?
Yeah, I just stuck to the 10 and was going to push him all the way to the end, hopefully clear that high line and maybe try to jump out and take it from him. But I was just hoping to make it to the end there, and I got hooked.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the bad thing about super speedway racing with everybody right next to each other. Sometimes you can hit all the marks just right, but sometimes, you know, stuff happens that's not your fault at all. You had a good-looking truck, and hopefully we'll see you back here for the next one next Sunday.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, that was Waylon, the driver of the number 75 truck. He had a strong run today, but we will end it off there. We will be back here live again next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and hopefully we'll have another full house. So until then, my name is Michael, Last Minute Sim Sports. Keep the race on the racetrack, the speed on the speedway. We will see you here next Sunday evening. Good night, everybody.